Why Matthew Stafford?
Matthew Stafford is the OG max talent guy. Like
True.
the arm slots, the arm strength.
Why is it good for Dak, but it's not good for Justin Fields? Dak is a winner.
Caps. That's caps.
Oh my God, bro. No, bro.
I'm a Cowboy fan. I got Cowboy hats in the back. I got Cowboy t-shirts in the back. That's cap. And we not taking that.
Our back, Huddle Buddies. How y'all like that new name? Dak is a winner. Season-wise.
Win.
In his season.
Season-wise.
Yeah.
Season.
Yeah.
And OBJ is back. Watch.
Going deep, Jamar Chase. He's got it. Chase to the end zone. That's a Bengal touchdown.
Hey, welcome back to Bring the House podcast. I am your host, Marshawn Fairley, along with my co-host and the star, DT. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, my brother. I'm excited to be back with the fans and do another show.
Huddle Buddies, we got some exciting content for you today. Stay tuned. DT, who are the top 10 quarterbacks coming into this year now that the draft's over?
My number 10 spot,
Mm-hmm.
I got Jordan Love, right? I feel like, he didn't start out the season great, but by the end of the season, I think that, he improved, and like the way he diced up the Dallas Cowboys defense, the way he was competitive against the 49ers defense, I think that he really showed, like, not necessarily his ceiling, but where his floor is going to be going into this coming year. And so I think what he showed at the end of the season and in those two playoff games in particular, minus the late interception, which was a bonehead Brett Favre type throw. I think he's gonna be up there. I think, and so that's who I got at number 10.
Okay, now that
Kyler
you
Murray.
explained it.
Oh,
Hold
go
on,
ahead.
Before that, because Jordan Love is my boy. Now that you explained it a little better, I can see why you put him there. I still, and I stand on this, think he's too low. However, I understand what you mean by bonehead interceptions. His throw motion resembles Aaron Rodgers, but his processing definitely resembles Brett Favre. We wouldn't have made the playoffs. It was one. I remember one play before halftime. We were down. We were going for the touchdown, and instead we kicked the field goal. This man threw into like double or triple coverage in the end zone, trying to make a play, and I was just like, bro, just throw it away, bro. Just throw it away, kick the field goal. Luckily, defensive backs don't got hands, so drop pick, kick field goal, call it a day. But number 9, DT, who you got?
I got Kyler Murray at number 9. I know that's gonna be polarizing. But to me, Kyler Murray, as far as in person, and I'm from Texas. We already know this. But Kyler Murray is the best football player I've ever seen with my own eyes, like live and in person, right? And so I think he's gotten like a bad rap these last few years, especially those last few with Kingsbury. And ultimately, I feel like he is a top tier talent in terms of his ability to, like, he's not the runner and athlete that Lamar Jackson is. He's just probably just a cut below that, but he's definitely a better passer than Lamar Jackson. And for that matter, like, he's kind of like, if you were to blend Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels, I think it would be like a Kyler Murray would be good for that. Like, cause he's a veteran quarterback at this point.
Okay.
He's just a solid quarterback that I really like, and that's my number 9. What you think?
I think he also has underrated accuracy. I like that. I'm a fan of Kyler Murray, and I'm not from Texas. A lot of people probably saying, "Oh, that's your Texas." They're saying to DT, "Oh, you just from the Dallas area, and that's your Texas bias." No. That boy can play. I think he's underratedly accurate. He's underratedly accurate. Like, really, the only problem is his height and the fact that, really, just his height. to be honest with you, because he's underratedly accurate. He has good processing ability, and he's like a little rugrat. You see him running, and it's over. So I agree with that. I agree with that. Number 9. DT.
Let me ask you this.
What's up?
Let me ask you this.
What's up?
On the Kyler Murray thing, if you was to take Kyler Murray and put him in the Philadelphia Eagles offense, would he be more productive than Jalen Hurts?
Oh, Super Bowl. Other than tush push. Because I ain't gonna lie, with a Kyler Murray, you're not tush pushing nothing. He will get bent and broken. You need 400-pound squats for a tush push. No homo. But
but you think they would have? I ain't gonna say they would have won the Super Bowl because Jalen Hurts had a good game in the Super Bowl. But you think they will be like just a better team and like average more passing yards per game if Kyler Murray was their quarterback instead of Jalen Hurts?
1,000,000,000%. And let me break it down. The reason I say that is because Kyler Murray has a playmaking ability that Jalen Hurts does not have. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is a bad quarterback at all. Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. He can make plays, but the playmaking ability that Kyler Murray has is out of this world. I remember a play against the Raiders when he won the game against the Raiders, where he ran around in circles in the backfield and then eventually ran for a touchdown. Jalen Hurts not making that play. Jalen Hurts gonna try to run and truck somebody. Yeah. So he has a playmaking ability, and I think, and personally, I think they would have won that Super Bowl if they had Kyler Murray. And the reason I say that is because he's basically he's a mini Mahomes. He's a mini Mahomes. If Mahomes, basically, imagine if Mahomes was 5'8", 5'9". He would be just like Kyler Murray. So I think that the Philadelphia Eagles, him and the Philadelphia Eagles offense, in a better offense, Super Bowl bound, at least Super Bowl winners for sure. Or ceiling. So that's why I would say they win the Super Bowl. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I even think that I don't think they're good enough to compete with the 49ers yet.
No.
But I think they're definitely gonna be in contention for that wild card firmly, and definitely finish 2 in their division. Because I think the combination of Kyler Murray with Marvin Harrison Jr., I think that's gonna be dope.
No, 1,000,000%. I was saying that. I was like, hey, well, I said it for the Saints. Them as well. I do see them next year or the year after at least. No, I'm going to say next year. I'm standing on that. Timestamp me here. Next year, they're going to the wild card at least. I don't think they're going to beat the 49ers. I don't think. This hurts my heart. I don't think nobody in the NFC could beat the 49ers at this point. Like, they going to run the NFC. It's for basketball reference, it's LeBron in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, basically.
You're not winning the NFC. So, basically. And that hurts my heart because my Packers are in the NFC. But definitely, Kyler Murray at number 9. I definitely agree with that pick. That's certified. Number 8, who you got, DT?
I got Justin Herbert. This is also a controversial one.
Definitely controversial. Why?
Personally, like, the way I look at football, I like guys with high ceilings. Okay. I'm a high ceiling. I'm a potential type guy. Like, that's what I like.
You starry-eyed.
And I wouldn't say starry-eyed. I would just say I want the perfect prospect more than I want the perfect scheme fit. And so like Justin Herbert, I feel like, this might not pan out though, because like he doesn't have that offense that's really gonna like, take off like that. They lost Mike Williams, they lost Keenan Allen, they did pick up a couple receivers, but I mean their receiving core just not stacked no more like it was.
No.
And I think it's definitely gonna go more run heavy, or not necessarily run heavy, but it's gonna. I think when you look at the season that's coming up compared to last year, I think you're gonna see that the Chargers ran the ball more than they did this past season. So that's my number 8. And again, this is a top 10 quarterback list, not top 10 who you think on. It's top 10 quarterbacks overall.
Yeah.
So Justin Herbert, I feel like is the 8th best quarterback in the league right now.
And you're correct. They're definitely going to run this year. You've seen what Harbaugh did at Michigan. Past 2 years, actually, I believe they were in the lower quartile That's the bottom 25% for those who don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that for 32 teams, but they were in the lower quartile when it comes to running. Even though Austin Eckler had amazing fantasy seasons, you will see a lot of his touchdowns were 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yard, 4 yard touchdowns. They weren't big runs. You're going to see that now with Jim Harbaugh in the threshold. He's going to pound the rock, and a lot of Justin Herbert's. I'm not saying he doesn't have the potential to throw for 300 yards in a game, but they're going to be on play actions. There's going to be a lot of play actions, it's going to be definitely different for Justin Herbert. Yeah. So I'm not sure I agree with that pick, but I'm not offended by that pick. I was offended by the Jordan Love pick. I'm not offended by that pick.
Is Jordan Love better than Justin Herbert?
I believe so. In offense, if you take an overall view, ceiling wise, no. Really, let's be honest with you. Justin Herbert should be a top tier quarterback in the league, ceiling wise. This man has a big arm. He can run. He doesn't choose to run, but he can run. He can play make. He should be a top tier quarterback in the league. He should be up there with Josh Allen. If you look at completely talent for quarterbacks, number 1, 2, and 3, it should be Mahomes, Herbert, Allen, because they have the most talent. Now the offenses they're in. The only one who has the greatest offense there, well, it's 2 of them that got good offenses, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. But so I think that's going to hinder his greatness. But at the same time, I do think the offense that Jordan Love is in makes him better than Herbert, at least as a quarterback.
Yeah. All right.
Number 7.
So here between 7 and 5, I got a couple of guys that's like in here based off old head status and respect, right? And their primes might be past, but when they was in their prime, they arguably was better than most of the guys on this list. So because they still in the league, and quarterback is like fine wine and age as well, I'm gonna give these guys their respect. And the first guy on that list is coming in number 7, 7th best quarterback in the league right now going into this season. Give me Matthew Stafford.
Injury and back hurt already. Why Matthew Stafford?
Matthew Stafford is the OG max talent guy. Like
True.
The arm slots, the arm strength, like he is another, it's in the Lions' blood. Like, not anymore, obviously, but he, he got like all his prime years used up in Detroit, all of them.
Yeah.
But now that he's with LA, he won the Super Bowl, so you got to give him mad respect there. But also, the McVay offense is one of those offenses that isn't straining on the quarterback position in terms of physically, right? So if they're able to block for Matthew Stafford, I think that you can definitely see him making those sidearm over route throws and just being super productive with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. He's got weapons. He's a guy that feeds his dogs. He used to feed Calvin Johnson. He feeds Cooper Kupp and he feeds Puka Nacua. So I think he's going to definitely have the stats of a top 5, top 7 quarterback. But he's also going to be the guy that you can respect as far as talent wise being in there. He's not going to be like Brock Purdy or Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts, guys that aren't supremely talented. Matthew Stafford has that talent. You know what I'm saying? And so I think this is a perfect kind of number for him, where his talent's going to get him so far, and then his stats on the field are going to get him so far. And when you combine those two, I think he's going to finish right in there around the 7th best quarterback this year.
I will hope so. I will hope we see. I'm sorry for stuttering, guys. I will hope we see the Matthew Stafford at least from the Super Bowl area. I know, like you said, his prime is over. That's done.
Yeah,
that's done.
Cool.
However, I will hope we will see a Matthew Stafford from the Super Bowl area. Partially because fantasy, he did not do me any favors when he was injured so much and he didn't have anybody. But like you said, he has weapons now. He also has that wide receiver you were saying in the last show, the rookie you were talking about,
Jordan Whittington.
Yeah, it's Jordan Whittington.
Cool.
Guys, you see this
Why? Just watch and see.
But
You heard it here first. Pick him up in fantasy.
But with that being, and I would say don't listen to him for fantasy advice, but he got a couple fluky victories over. You know what? We're not gonna get in that. We're not gonna get in that. You know, forget that. That's in the past. We talking
That
about
ain't
the
in the
future.
past, dog. 3-time champion. Don't let him fool y'all.
We
3-time champion. Y'all come to me for
Fluke.
your fantasy advice. 3 in a
Fluke.
row, not just 3-time champion. I have since I've been in the league with him and the rest of my homeboys. I have never lost.
Fluke.
Never lost.
And I'm gonna tell you, you know what? We're not
3
even
times
getting
in a
to
row
that.
is not fluke.
I'd rather have them on the call to get into that further at why that's a fluke, because you're not gonna believe me because you're gonna play, oh, you salty. No, it's a fluke. But with that being said, I don't agree with that. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't agree with that. I agree with that pick. I don't know. Talent wise, I see where you're at because I'm old head with you. We grew up in the same era of quarterbacks. You know, Matthew Stafford was always that fringe fringe number one tier, top tier quarterback in the league. He was just behind other guys you have on the list, as well as Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that pick. I'm neutral on that pick, so I understand that. Number 6, who you got?
Give me CJ Stroud, man.
So low.
Give me the. I was about to say young goat, but I ain't gonna go that far. Give me that dog, man. I really love CJ Stroud's game, and he's another guy in that vague Shanahan offense.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, it's like when I said going into the season, right,
Mhm.
is that they needed an additional 1.5 receivers, right?
Yeah.
And they went out and they did that. Not like they did. They got one of the guys that's like bona fide, the best receiver. Not bona fide, but arguably one of the best receivers in the game right now. And I think that he's not a guy that's like supremely talented like that. Like he's more in that class with your Joe Burrows, your Peyton Mannings, and your Tom Brady's.
Yeah.
As far as like physical athleticism and stuff like that. But what I love about him and his game is how he sees the field and his natural feel to play in the position. He's not like your Peyton Manning or your Drew Brees where he's like processing like that, like free snap, and I know where this guy's gonna be and that guy's gonna be. He more goes off like feel, and it's more of a vibe with him how he plays the position. And so I really love his game. He's my number 6 quarterback, and I definitely think by the end of the year, going to the next year, he's gonna be in the top 4. I'm calling it now.
Yeah. You were correct about these last 3 picks. I'm neutral on Stafford. I'm not loving that pick. This one I'm a little distraught too. I believe CJ is a top 3 quarterback. I definitely believe CJ. I believe he showed last year that he can be top 3 and that he should be top 3. But we also got to take into consideration some of the people who already been there, such as Joe Burrow and them.